meat and curry, I'm your man. Cause how we all lose it is a mystery. It's like the changing of our wardrobes from a dire history. But it's the one making us not stop. 50 kilograms is all we've got to drop. La 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 la, la 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 la.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's 0% Drop podcast. Joining me this week is fellow host, online sensation, Instagram model Samuel James.
How you doing, Ian? You all right?
Good, you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah, good. And this week we are going to do a taste test of the British High Street bought 0% beers. And it's going to be blind to see if our original kind of top fives change. So who wants to go first, really, Sam?
I can go first if you want. I can get the blindfold on.
Get the blindfold on. Get the blindfold on. So just for the listeners, we've got Beer and Moretti, 0. We've got Corona, 0. We've got Peroni, 0. We've got Erdinger, alcohol free. We've got the Bonfire Drop Beer Stout. We've got the Asahi Lager. And the Guinness 0, the fans' favourite. So we'll do the stouts at the end in a separate one, head-to-head type thing. What would be your order?
Asahi 0, Guinness 0 right up at the top, Corona 0 second, then I'll go Peroni 0, Erdinger, and Moretti 0 last.
And Moretti last, okay.
I had Moretti 0 when I first started on the sobriety, and I wasn't a fan. It had a bit of a metal taste to it, but they've improved the packaging and the display of it. So let's see if they've improved the taste.
Fine. So blindfold on. First beer.
Are you going to feed me these as well?
I'm going to give it to your hand.
Okay,
you
thank
can
you.
do it.
Run of the mill. It's I'd say it's okay.
Have a guess which one it is.
I'm going to guess Moretti 0.
Okay, let's go next one. There you go.
Thank you. Oh, it just tastes like the last one. Give me 1 second. I think that's the Peroni or the Moretti.
Okay.
But I've obviously already named the Moretti as the first one.
And here we go with beer number 3.
This is just going to show that my taste buds are gone and it's nothing to do
with it. It's got COVID.
Yeah. This is the wrong type of mask for COVID, though.
Oh, he likes it.
I'm going to say that's the Erdinger.
Oh.
It's okay. You know, I'm not a fan of tall beers. If I've got that wrong, then I look silly. If I've got it right, then you know exactly what I'm on about.
There you go. That's my pen. Not...
I'm going to guess that's Asahi. One thing I found is they all smell very similar.
Yeah, it might be the glasses.
No. It's this mask. No, it's honestly because obviously when you hold the glass up to your face and your nose is just there, they all do smell very similar.
Okay, last one. I'm going to swap immediately. I've already put it out.
No, I'm going to change. I want to say this is the Erdinger, and I'm going to have to say the Corona was the third one I tried. I think this is the Erdinger.
Okay. So rate them 1 through 5.
I'm quite enjoying this.
Okay.
The first beer I tried, I'll put as the top selection.
First one's top.
Yeah.
Number 1, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is okay, but the reason I'm saying I'm liking this is because it tastes different to all the others. The other four did taste very similar. What did I guess first as Moretti, didn't I?
You said Moretti first.
That first lager I tried, I'll put as top.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And then second.
I thought I was going to be able to distinctively taste the Corona Zero, but maybe I've been masked by the lime before. I'll go the second one I tried is my second favorite.
Okay. So you're just going to go one,
No,
two,
no, no, no. I'm going to put this as number 3.
Okay.
What number? The third one I tried, I'll put as number 4.
Okay.
And then that means that I said the fourth one was Asahi, but I'm putting that as last based on the trial.
I think the first one was Moretti.
Okay.
The second one was Asahi. I could be wrong. Third one was Corona.
Yeah.
Fifth one was Peroni. No, fourth one was Peroni. Fifth was Erdinger.
Okay.
So you've actually got Asahi last.
Yes. Can I take this mask off now?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
thank you. I normally rate Asahi quite high. I thought it was quite refreshing when I've sat there and drank it out of the can with you before. I thought I did quite well on actually naming them then, because I thought Erdinger was third, but then once I tasted that last one, I knew that was Erdinger, and I've moved Corona to 3.
Yes.
So I wasn't far out.
You weren't far out.
But then I was getting confused because as I started to drink numbers 1 to 4, they all tasted quite similar. Erdinger definitely has a different taste to the rest, but you've mentioned to me before that's an isotonic drink, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's
So
a bit
is it
different.
technically a lager? I'm not really sure.
Mm.
Okay. Mask back on.
Okay. Have I got to see them off now, or?
No, we're going to go to the stouts now. Let's see if you can see the difference between the Guinness 0.0 and the Bonfire Stout from the Drop Bear Company. So,
Was it you who had the one explode on you the other day when you was in a bar?
Yeah, the American something or other it was.
My question is, you know, when you get a stout in the pub, you're supposed to let it settle for some time, aren't you?
Yeah, just half hour.
We
Just stay there.
Yeah, if the listeners just want to twiddle your thumbs, that'll be fine.
What are you looking for here, Sam? What are you?
I would say lager would be my drink before. So with a stout, occasional I would like a Guinness. I would say that Guinness is a nice winter drink. You know, when you're in a pub, there's maybe an open fire and you have a nice pint of Guinness. I would say that I want it to be fuller than a lager. I don't want it to be thin.
Yeah, I get you.
I want it to be maybe a bit creamy, because I suppose they say that Guinness is a bit of a meal, isn't it?
So I'll put 2 beers in front of you.
Okay. Am I near one?
Yep. There you go.
There's one here, yeah?
Yep.
Can I try that?
Yep.
It's definitely not in a Guinness glass.
No.
Would
It's
Prime-
not plastic glass.
Would Prime Mutton be annoyed
Prime
at
Mutton had
that?
a problem with plastic, not with
Yes.
glass.
He said it did something with the drink, didn't it?
Yeah.
That it didn't let him move correctly. That's okay. I think it's quite thin.
Shy, fine. Right, next one's here. Just relieving your migraine problems, are you?
I know the difference between the two. The first one I had was Guinness, by the way. This is the Bonfire Stout. I can taste the difference. This is a bit more smoky.
That could be this bonfireness.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on the Bonfire Stout, though?
It's okay. I'd say the Guinness flavour is sweeter.
Yeah.
This is a bit more bitty. I much preferred the first one I tried out the two. For my palate, anyway, the Guinness, I believe, is the better of the stouts for my personal taste. Normally, you know, when you have a Guinness and you can feel like the froth as you drink it,
That might be because we only put a little dribble in.
But yeah, but I feel like it completely bypassed that. It just tasted like a
You should have
liquid.
done that. Now you've got the mask off, it would be interesting to see which one do you think is what, because we wouldn't know either. Did you ever do a Centurion growing up?
Yes, where you have
One shot.
I did it at university actually.
Yeah.
When it's like you do lager or cider or snakebite, but when you do the Centurion, because you're doing it in little shots, you get pissed over time, don't you?
One every minute. Isn't
Yeah.
it? I did it. I was
Must be for what, like
absolutely
100 minutes or
racked up.
something?
Yeah. Shock. Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's Moretti. This is Erdinger. Smell this. Those four all smell the same. The lagers, eh? Mm. No, this Moretti tastes different. Smell this. I'd say that's Moretti.
I'd say that's Peroni. I reckon that's Peroni.
Give me 1 second.
Peroni sweet.
Yeah, you're right. That is
Yeah.
Peroni.
Yeah.
Well, Moretti's definitely. When I have Moretti, I don't know if maybe my taste buds have changed as I've matured.
Or they might have changed the formula.
Have they changed the recipe for the Moretti? Because the Moretti Zeros at first I tried weren't great. I've ranked it.
I had a Moretti Zero on Saturday, and I thought it was the best 0% I've had. Completely knocked my things out of kilter. Right, let's swap.
Okay.
But I'm going to do it out of one glass because I'm just going to see them off.
Okay.
So whatever you pour in that glass, I will.
Yeah. Let's do stouts and lagers differently though, because I don't want to repeat of the other week of your headache the next day. I don't want to get the blame for that.
Lads. Where's the mask? I've got a bit of tension up here as well. I think the old cooling mask could be a right winner.
Right, so I'm doing it in this glass, okay? Right,
There we
so
go.
I'm also going to write down what I give you and what you think they are.
Yeah, which is what I was meant to do, but instead I was just like showing the bottles to the screen, getting that this is a podcast.
You thought it was like a ring girl for the podcast. Right, I'm going to pour one into your glass.
Tell you what, these masks are class, aren't they?
I've shown the screen and anyone who's viewing the podcast what drink it is. I will also write down on my list what I've poured you in. This is your first one. I've poured you a fair bit, so if you want to get chugging on that, you can.
Chug.
How's that for you? Can you make sure you finish the last bit of the glass as well? Because I'm going to pour the next one in there.
Is that the Erdinger? I think I'm going to go Erdinger with that.
Okay. I'll put that down.
Is that the Erdinger?
Ian's first one.
Is that...
I'm just going to pour your second one.
I haven't had the Corona Zero without the mask on, so I don't know what that is.
Here's your second one, Ian.
That's the Erdinger.
Okay.
Mm.
So you're
That's the Erdinger.
So are you gonna change your first
First,
guess?
I'll come back to it. I reckon I can do that process of elimination.
Okay, so far
That might be the Corona because
so far you've had two separate drinks and they're both Erdinger. Okay. I'm now going to give Ian number 3 for all the viewers.
Asahi.
Okay.
It's nice that.
You like that?
I like that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe smaller sips might help as well. Not really letting any go. I can't taste it.
You actually have to crawl to bed after this. Sorry, Emma.
Yeah.
Right, there's number 4.
Peroni.
I think that's Peroni, okay. So you've gone
It's the
Erdinger,
aftertaste.
Asahi, Peroni.
Yeah, I actually think the first one could be Corona.
Okay.
Or giving me Corona.
Catching that off me. Right, we're going to go on to number 5. The last one of the lagers for you to try.
That's Peroni.
Okay, so
I think that's Peroni.
so far I've given you 5 different drinks. Right, so you want to change the last one to Peroni, yes?
What have we got? What's the order?
You've got Erdinger, Asahi.
Corona, Erdinger.
Okay, so you want to do the first one as Corona, yes?
Yeah.
Second one as Erdinger.
Yeah.
Third as Asahi. And then
Yeah.
you did 4 and 5 as Peroni. If you was to swap one of them, that would mean
Moretti last.
So you think that last one was Moretti, yes?
Yeah.
That last one was Moretti, okay.
Probably wrong.
Let me just check this. I would say, from looking at my list and your answers, you have got 1 out of 5 correct.
Shut.
1 out of 5 is
Really?
correct. Yes.
I think it's hard when you're doing back to back to differentiate. Was my Erdinger's right?
Erdinger was wrong. Do you want
Both
to
times.
take your mask off and I'll both times you said Erdinger.
It was the fifth Erdinger.
The last one was Peroni, which you just changed to Moretti.
And I called it Peroni, didn't I?
Yes, so I think you was close with that. But Corona, the first one, you got right.
Oh, right, nice.
The Moretti, which you liked, you said was Erdinger. Then I poured an Erdinger, and you said it was Asahi. When I poured your Asahi, you thought it was Peroni, but then you did actually say the last one was Peroni because of the aftertaste. But you had to put Moretti in there somewhere. There wasn't too many that were terrible, was there?
I'd quite like to wash maybe a little bit of water in between rounds.
Yeah, I think this is why at
the downing it is kind of
at the posh restaurants they have a bit of sorbet in between,
Yeah,
don't they, to cleanse the palate.
Right, Guinnesses.
Obviously, if this podcast takes off, then any
That can be
people
us.
that want to give us some sorbet to cleanse the palate, then
Buy us a drink.
feel free.
You can buy us a zero on Instagram now, by the way. There's a link to buy us a zero if you want to buy us a zero.
Hopefully, not at the same prices as those pubs.
Yeah, exactly. Don't buy it from a pub. Buy it from Majestic. £8.24. I think I'm going to smash the stout.
So you want this in the same glass?
Yeah, just make it all taste like all the rest of the 5 beers.
And do you want quite a lot of it in there? I've made that decision for you. That is, I would say, a perfect pour. I'll give you the first stout.
Oh, that is.
How's that?
Yeah, not for me.
That's not your favourite one so far?
No.
Okay, but you're clearly saying that that's the Bonfire Stout over the Guinness Zero, yeah?
I get you like it does taste like bonfire, doesn't it?
Oh, I've just poured you a little bit of that.
The only man ever to get pissed on 0.5% beer.
Sorry for the headache tomorrow morning. Here's your. Are you ready for the last one? Or do you want a second for your palate?
No.
Okay. So you're saying that this one is going to be the Guinness Zero.
No, I'm not. I didn't get any foam on that.
When I drank mine, I said it was also quite thin.
That's Guinness Zero.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah,
the Bonfire was the first one that you.
That bonfire does taste like bonfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Guinness got much better as it went along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got them spot on. So you've always said you are a stout man.
Yeah, maybe the prime. Well, I'm not quite prime mutton, am I? Prime mutton of the 0% world.
So yeah, on your.
I think they should start pubs with them head things. That was lovely, wasn't it? Nice cooling across you.
Yeah, as you're drinking.
Yeah,
them.
you can't. Like, no one can see each other, but they're just no headache.
They might just give us. They might just give us all Beck's Blue though.
Yeah,
they're sitting there sipping.
We
that.
wouldn't know the difference though. It'd just be Erdinger.
Yeah. Another Erdinger, please.
So the blind taste test doesn't actually. What have we learned?
My thing that I learned was that I've had all different zeros at home, but then when it came to me under the mask drinking them, obviously a lager, the texture of it is very similar. But I would say that the smell of the first 4 lagers that I tried, apart from the Erdinger, are very similar.
Yeah.
Which are the lagers of the Corona, Peroni, and Asahi and Moretti. I'm just going to say that I did well on the taste test.
We don't know that yet because we don't know what order I did it in.
Okay. I'd also like to take this opportunity, a little shout out. I actually had a message from one of the listeners this week. They'd been contacted by one of a member of Ian's past, someone from Ian's childhood, and they basically contacted one of the listeners. So they must have also listened to themselves. It must have found its path halfway through to them, and they basically said that they used to be Ian's childminder when he was younger. A gentleman called Mark.
Mark Flannery.
Yeah.
Good. He was a babysitter.
Yeah, babysitter.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
not childminder. He had 10 kids at the place. Sorry, he was a babysitter.
Yeah. Good guy, Mark.
Yeah. He basically, I think he's listened to the pod and then filtered back to me that I used to babysit that guy when he was younger.
He did.
Now look at him smashing the zero world.
Good bloke, Mark. He grew up on our road. Brother to Pete Flannery, isn't he?
Oh, Peter. Yeah, I've heard of him. Yes.
Yeah. Shout out, Mark. What a legend. Yeah. That's a lovely little shout out. You've been keeping that for about an hour.
Yeah, no, I thought it'd be best to bring it up slap bang in the middle of the pod rather than let you know during the week.
I'm getting a 0% headache here.
Are we doing Centurion? Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah. So the Peroni, right? I don't think I can drink more than 2 of them.
I think also it depends if you're out or you're indoors, because you know when you said you're drinking the pints and you was out socialising. I think that'd be a lot when you're drinking the Guinness Zeros and you're drinking the Lucky Saints that time recently. I'd say that's a lot different from just sitting indoors and just drink like backing 8 of these.
Yeah. We had people around last Saturday and I was barbecuing, right?
Yeah.
A 0 after getting a bit hot and bothered, and it was fantastic.
Quench
that was
the first.
Yeah, I ranked Moretti as my favourite 0, but maybe it was just circumstance.
Yeah, I would say though that with Moretti Zero, one thing I like is that these zeros come in the small bottle size that I like. Unlike this Erdinger.
Yeah. Big lump. The Erdinger, it says so much stuff on this bottle though. The distinctly refreshing flavour of our isotonic thirst quencher, Erdinger.
So where it's an isotonic drink, do you think I would, like for example at football tomorrow, if I just whacked that out at half time and started drinking that, would that be seen as acceptable?
There was somewhere, was it on the pod that we were talking about the marathon run?
Yeah, I think you mentioned that you'd read that somewhere.
Yeah. What are we doing? So for one portion, 500ml, 26.5 grams of carbs, 18 grams of sugar.
Perfect.
Folic acid, 50 whatever unit that is, and vitamin B12. Contains negligible amounts of fat, saturated fatty fats, protein, salt. Reference quantity for adults to the minimum vitamin intake. Which again, like is that a lot of sugar? How much sugar is in a normal pint of beer?
One thing I would ask actually, you know, Erdinger alcohol free is do they do a wheat version of that?
I think so.
Because I think that's the one. The wheat version one is the one I've tried when I was in Cologne in the summer. It looked distinctly different to this. It was more of an orange colour.
So the Moretti's 20 calories. What's the Erdinger calorie wise?
But you said per 500ml, didn't you?
125 calories, which is half. This is half a normal beer. 84 calories, sorry, in the Moretti. No fat, no saturates. Carbohydrates, of which sugar's 1.2. So this is like a lot less.
Is that per 100ml?
Yeah, the Moretti's a lot less sugary than the alcohol-free Erdinger.
This Corona Zero per 100ml only has 0.7 grams of sugar.
Yeah, and maybe this is where the headache comes from, because I was drinking Erdinger in that night out.
In this total bottle, there is 2 grams of sugar in this whole bottle of Corona.
Yeah, what's the Guinness? 3.1 grams. A whole 18 grams of sugar.
What, in that bottle?
In that bottle.
That's quite a lot.
4.5 teaspoons. That's a lot. That's like a chocolate bar, isn't it?
In that?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Erdinger might be off the list. It's definitely not one for any of the 50 kg drop listeners that are looking to lose weight. And that must be the isotonicness of it all.
Yeah. Well, would you say that a Lucozade would have some quite a lot of sugar in?
Yeah, big time. 0.8 grams of sugar in the Peroni. Nastro Azzurro 0.0. What about the stouts?
Oh, in this Bonfire Stout, per 100ml, so what is there in this can? 300, is it? 330? Yeah, 330. There is 0.2 grams of sugar per 100ml. So you're talking about 0.7 grams of sugar.
You'd have to drink a lot of them, wouldn't you? I think that could be the headaches then, because I was drinking Erdinger after the 0 Guinnesses I was having. Guinness as a
that might well you built up a bit on that because you had the pints, then you moved on to more sugar.
Interesting, but that's put Erdinger in a bad camp for me now.
I would definitely say that the
after football makes sense.
I would move forward with the Guinness Zero over the Bonfire Stout as well.
Yeah, taste wise, is there a certain meal or something like that?
Maybe at like bonfire night or something.
Maybe, yeah, just one night.
Guy Fawkes night.
Anytime you're over a bonfire, you get the old Bonfire Stout.
You can have it round the Kadai, maybe.
Yeah, very, very true. It's not terrible, is it? European Beer Challenge 2021 Gold. Carbon neutral can.
I would say that the Bonfire Stout can is my favourite of all of the drinks.
It's a sexy can. Yeah, absolutely. Sexy can. Well done, Bonfire Stout.
I think towards the end of my drinking, I was starting to lean towards like the craft IPA, like thinking I was a hipster kind of route.
Yeah.
And the can's like I think the can having something to it is quite cool.
It's a koala bear, and it's brewed in Wales.
Oh, when you said koala, I was going to say shout out. We've had a few people join the community recently, actually. One of them in Australia.
We've got a lot of listeners in Australia.
Okay.
We're huge out there, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a. I think there is a big 0% movement out there, actually.
Yeah.
Had a couple of people in the community say they went to Australia and tried some different session IPAs that were zeros out there.
A lot of people putting the alcohol down under. That doesn't matter. It's terrible. Yeah, I'm enjoying this little sesh on the Aronis. I'm not sure about this. I think you can only drink one of these. The Moretti, I had such a good time on Saturday.
What are your thoughts on the Corona Zero? Because did you say you hadn't tried it before today? And you got it right. So you'd never tried it, but is that because you'd never tried it that it was new to your lips?
I didn't. Yeah.
You didn't like it?
I couldn't place it.
Would you say that you could maybe put a lime in with that as you would a normal Corona?
I think you could say that for all of them, though, couldn't you? They're all a bit sweeter than a normal beer. Right, let's give this a go. Do you know what I've noticed is the takedown is the same in these beers as the alcoholic ones. And I think if I didn't drink them so quick, I might have got that. The Peroni gives a little bit of a, it's a bit harsh. Do you know what I mean? That's smooth like it would be normally. Corona always reminds me of like beach clubs.
Yeah.
Or being in America where you're just like giving this stuff because it's the only thing you recognise.
Yeah.
But that's like a smoother
transition.
Yeah. It's like a smoother yeah. And when you put the lime in, it kind of dulls it out a little bit. The Moretti has that kind of Moretti. I think they all taste like the real thing. I think they're all along the same line. Obviously, the marketing's that. But yeah, I think if I did this slowly with the mask on, I might have been a little bit more closer on the money. And maybe drinking it from the bottles.
I would definitely say they're all drinkable though.
Yeah, yeah.
There wasn't one where I put it down and was like, "That's Beck's Blue. That's not on my list."
No. Yeah, you're having a good night with this sort of stuff. And if you're going to do a wedding that you're going to invite Sam to, you know,
banned from all of them now.
This works. Just take note. Yeah. We don't know what order he got them in, but Guinness Zero is just a thing of beauty, isn't it, really?
Yeah, as long as you get the pour right, like Jason said, then I think
we need to try that as well.
You're on to a winner.
Should we let's get a pint glass and try and do the Jason. Let's get your can, let's try and do it. So the Jason Hackett, aka Prime Mutton, was basically explaining that you need to put the Guinness upside down like so, and then turn it around while it pours, right?
Okay.
So I wish we had some Guinness glasses so we could try and split the G here, couldn't we? So like that.
When you see the podcast come out and you see the way that I poured you that Bonfire Stout first, it was like the black at the bottom was like that and the full glass was of head.
That's the same for yours as well. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it, the Guinness? Look at that. Who's done it better? I think Sam's done it better here.
I'm going to be working at a bar soon.
I'll tell you what, we're a couple of zero bar legends. What a bloody great night this is. They're two perfect pints, though.
Yeah.
Now, Jason Hackett reckons that changes the taste.
And when it's not plastic, of course.
Yeah, of course.
That's nice. That's very drinkable. You know, you said about the guy at your work. We had at my old company, there was a gentleman who he used to. I don't know if he kept the Copperbergs in the fridge or he went out and got them, but he would work into the American market of an evening, and he would wait for the office to empty a little bit, and then he would just get himself a straw and put it and sit there and have a Copperberg and do some calling into America. A party in the office on his own with all his American mates.
Again, I don't know where the line is.
Yeah,
because I was this person.
Yeah, the thing is, some people just say you went out on lunch for a lunch meeting with someone, like you do lunch club or something, or you go out and have a drink. That's acceptable, isn't it?
Yeah, but first day training sessions, I remember losing my with their manager going like, "What on earth is this?"
The thing is, though, like WeWork or like a managed office like that. I think at Camden Hills or something on draft.
Yeah.
And they got those little silver glasses. You got throughout the day, throughout the day, you can go get drinks when you want.
In the city of London, from 12 o'clock onwards, there is pubs wall to wall packed Monday through to Friday with blokes with big folders under their arms in insurance. I don't know how you can do that 5 days a week. I just don't. Like, I'd always walk past it, like go and get a quick lunch, come back in, finish work. They're still in the same place.
Yeah.
Like, how does that industry work?
Is
Like,
that near Leadenhall?
yeah,
Near
yeah,
there?
yeah. But it would be the same faces, and the kind of older stalwarts would be there, like bright red faces. A, how the fuck do you stay in shape with that job? B, how are you getting anything done?
Yeah.
Like after
it's
one
from early-
pint, I'm useless.
It's from early doors as well, isn't it?
Yeah, like 11 o'clock onwards. If the sun's out, they're out there pretty much from. They get off the train, and just like, let me pick my massive folder up, and I'll just go and stand in the pub. It doesn't make sense to me though.
Yeah. So with the insurance, so that do they sort it out and they get someone to actually do? Is it underwriting, or they get someone to write? They get someone to.
Don't have a clue. Apparently, there's some people that work really early in the morning. They get it done then, and then they spend the rest of the day in a pub. And they're going, "What have you delivered this week?" And you haven't delivered anything, and you go, 30 pints.
Yeah, but also, what about if your boss is the one who's going to those pubs,
Yeah.
and then they're saying that to you, and you're thinking, well, hang on,
Well, you're running a company going, "Where's my employees?" And everyone's just getting larruped. Doesn't make sense. It really does make sense to me. And they're packed, then pubs.
What times do pubs open in London? Because obviously, I know you get like the ones at like King's Cross. You get like the O'Neill's, and that opens at like 10.
You've
don't
got to
you?
shout out Weatherspoons, the early pinters. The Weatherspoons in the city.
There's one at Cannon Street, isn't there? In the station.
Not in the station. Every time I walk past it, the Wi-Fi connects me to it, and that's when you know you're in soak. No, the big massive one that was an old bank.
No, God, sorry, that's the drink that's in there. But they turned one things into it, didn't they?
The Cross Keys.
The Cross Keys, that's it.
The Cross Keys. If you go in there December time,
I think that I went the Cross Keys on the day of your wedding for a drink.
Yeah, probably
On the way, because it was.
Everyone met in
it was
there,
their
yeah.
walking distance.
Some of the boys at that wedding were in there from like opening, but Weatherspoons opens at like 7 for breakfast, and there's pinters in there from the city has a really weird dynamic because there's some people that work on the underground that will go into a Weatherspoons at the end of their shift, which is the start of everyone else's day.
Yeah, I was also going to say there's a pub in London Bridge. I don't know if it still is, but the Market Porter used to be for the porters. They would open at 6 till 9 of a morning. So that when they would finish their shift or whatever, setting up, I don't know if they set up Borough Market, they would then go in there for a drink or breakfast or whatever. But it was definitely open 6 till 9.
I think I would I like that? I think there'd be nothing better than having like an end of shift pint.
You must have had something like where you've missed the last train, or it's been some ghostly hour in London and you're thinking, right, it's either like Uber home, I've missed the last train, and then you suddenly stumble past the Market Porter that's open at 6 a.m.
In the kind of raving years, I'd like to call it. I used to like come out of lock-ins, and you'd be. We also did an all-nighter in Malta once, and then we were staying in one of the local villages, and there was like old women going to church, and I'm still out, and I'm going, oh, Joey just staring at like godly people, just like. And I'm just like an English yob. Just like,
Was you with the Maltese family?
yeah, it was a big family reunion, but yeah, it was not good. Is
That's more acceptable then, because you are Maltese, so.
And it, you sent me a video yesterday of a bloke who found God in a similar situation.
Yeah.
That didn't happen to me. I didn't.
But you found the people that had found God.
Yeah,
So indirectly.
but the disgust on their face when Maltese people are all quite small, and I'm not walking down like this giant piss head.
Did they know that you were you have a drink? Were you drinking, or did they know?
Yeah, I had a full bottle of something in my hand. It must have been beer or
Yeah.
probably vodka. Yeah, not good.
I thought a chisk.
Chiss, yeah, maybe not that time in the morning. Though. That's what I was thinking. Vodka. I also had Bromley. We used to do lock-ins. The Saturday morning crowd would be coming into Bromley.
What, to do the shopping?
Yeah, or taking their kids to like bowling and stuff.
Soft
like that.
play.
And I'm still in Friday suit, like stinking of alcohol.
Waiting to get into soft play.
Yeah, not to get this play. No.
Of all places to actually like, when you end up like you fall asleep at a bus stop or fall asleep somewhere. Soft play would actually be so comfy.
Yeah. My brother sent me some photos of him kind of nursing a hangover in a soft play before. He looks really quite comfy.
underneath the ball pit.
Yeah, that's when I felt. I think that a lot of them moments were the kind of "what are you doing" moments, but And also, I think there's a generation that doesn't understand what getting home was before Uber.
Yeah.
Oh, sitting in cab stations when it's cold. And there was always like a long queue and some sort of weird ticket system like you get in the supermarkets when you want to buy
Yeah.
like a chicken or something. And you'd be sitting there like, oh, and it'd be like number 14 and you're like 25. And then you'd get home at 6 a.m. And you're
Yeah.
just like, what the
But
fuck?
saying that, I even remember, at Bridge Bar in Beckenham,
Yeah.
you would always walk round the corner. That was before Uber. You'd
Yeah.
walk round the corner and you'd all queue up in a line for those taxis next to
Yeah.
at Bridge Bar.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that. You would just, that must have been before Uber, because otherwise everyone would have just been like, right, let's just meet down the side road there and get an Uber home.
But I've never understood how a cab station, right, has what looks like a cozy, warm office where they all sit in it. And then the front shop is like a hard bench, like a changing room.
Yeah.
Right? And for some reason, they're always like minus 30 degrees.
And also that Bridge Bar one, even though it looks like a large area, you was always queuing up outside. No one was really going in.
No one's going in.
You weren't
I woke
chilling
up
in there.
that cab station once, going to Barnsley away with Millwall.
Yeah.
And I said to the boys that I'd meet them on the coach, and I knew that we had to get a coach for like 6 a.m. from Waterloo, so we had to meet there to get the cab. And I was still out at 4 a.m. and I thought, I just went in there, ordered a cab, fell asleep, and they couldn't move me.
So did you make it?
Everyone found me in the cab. And it was fancy dress because it was last game of season, and I'm just wearing a work suit. I'd spent every penny I had, and everyone on the coach is like, "Who the fuck? Why is he here? Why is he dressed like a lawyer?" Yeah, not good. Yeah, I don't think I'd change growing up though. I think that was
you saying that. I've been
fun.
to, I can't remember. It was on one of the away days I've done. I was in a cab station like that, but it was like upstairs, and there was leather sofas everywhere, and there was loads of people waiting for taxis. But yeah, it was one of those situations where it must have been before, like it might have been somewhere so far out in the sticks that Uber only worked in like central places, that Uber wouldn't even cover an area like that. Where it's so countryside that it wouldn't be feasible for them to set up there.
Yeah, I've done a lot of waking up on trains. I woke up in Dover, which for the listeners, that's a good hour and a half drive. Didn't have any money, so woke up, could hear seagulls. And I was like, when's the next train back to London, mate? And he was like, 5 hours. And I just slept at the station and waited for the next train. I also did a raid once where I ended up just going back and forth on the train. So I was going end of line, back to line, end of line. I woke up in the night bus garage once as well.
I've also done that as well. It was actually more local than that. I had been out heavily drinking on a Saturday. I managed to get a couple of hours sleep, went to the football game on a Sunday, played the match with my friends on a Sunday, and then I think we must have won. So everyone's like, right, we're going to go to Patrick's in Beckenham. So I just got showered up, went with them to Patrick's in Beckenham, started drinking again, and maybe like 3 or 4 drinks, like I would top me back up. And then I said, right, I need to leave now to get the train home back to Bromley. So I got on at Beckenham and I did that journey about 3 or 4 times. I ended up getting off at Orpington after the 3rd time because I thought, right, I know where I am now, so I can just get off. And then I just, by Orpington station, as you come out the bus side, not the other side, walk down, there's a few houses there on the left. I just fell asleep with my football bag in one of those bushes on a Sunday afternoon at like 4 o'clock. I don't know what people must have been thinking.
That feels, honestly, after being sober for like 3 months, that feels miles away. But it's also like I don't think I would do that now in my 30s. I hope I wouldn't do that now in my 30s. But
wait to the 40s.
That was like a weekly event. We had a kid that worked in our office that's train line was in the Midlands. So he'd drink on a Thursday and wake up in Wolves. And he actually lived like North London, but the train line took him all the way up there. And you'd see him come back the next day, you'd be like, where have you been? He's like, yeah, I've just been on a 3-hour train. Looking absolutely broken. Is that a bad thing though? Or is that just part and parcel of growing up?
No, I think that's
character building.
It's part of the journey. Yeah, we had a guy at our old office. He lived a bit further out, but then it was so late into the night. He came in the clothes again. I think it was that we used to do suits Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then on the Friday in the office, it was like dress down.
Oh, yeah.
But then he came in a suit on the Friday.
That was always a game.
And then it was obviously like, well, he hasn't been home.
Yeah.
And then was like, oh, so what happened with you? And he was just like, oh, I just fell asleep but he fell asleep in the tube station. I think it was at Southwark. He just slept in Southwark tube station.
Anyone who knows or has been drinking with me knows as soon as I'm asleep, you can't wake me up. So black taxis used to drive us back from London, which was about 100 quid, and then just keep the meter on and just do laps. And then it would be about 300 quid by the time they'd finished. And I'm like, ooh. I had another cab driver where I fell out the cab. My legs were still in the cab. And I'm just tapping. And he's just putting new amounts of money in outside my missus's house. This is like this could be like first 6 months on a Christmas Eve. Christmas Day is the next day. I am completely battered. Like I can't move. And she's come on now like, what are you doing? Obviously knowing I'm getting scammed. And I'm like, I'm in control of this, love, leave me alone. There's a weird part of me that kind of misses the excitement of all of that though. It's not like I want to go out now and do 50 pints, but I do sit there thinking they were all really good nights before that.
Yeah, it's provided some stories and like something for you to reminisce on.
Yeah. Can't work out this generation that just doesn't drink because it doesn't really hurt at that age.
They've completely missed out on that. Well, we're still here telling the tale of them times.
Yeah, and I think our generation needs a breather. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they need a little like, whoa.
They haven't gone on the drinking to go sober or anything like that. Do you see what I'm saying? Well, maybe they were so frightened by seeing their parents what they done.
My brain's thinking of another 30 times where that had happened, like similar stories. I also had this weird phase where I'd wear leather gloves with a suit, right? Don't know if that's a thing, right? But
the bondage drop podcast.
I don't know why, but I thought I must have thought that looked good.
I remember there was an age when we were growing up that people thought they were gangsters. They wore black leather gloves.
Black leather gloves.
Yeah.
I went on a night out, suit and booted, no intentions of going anywhere nuts. Ended up in egg.
In leather gloves.
In leather gloves and a suit. But I lost a glove.
Michael Jackson in egg.
My brother was running a 10K for charity in the city the next day, going, are you coming? He doesn't know that I haven't been to sleep yet. So I went, yeah, absolutely. And these two girls on Uber home were nothing to do with egg. They just found me on the tube, full suit, just like, I need to go to the marathon. They're like, you're not going anywhere. I'm like, my brother's running, I've got... And I remember like just everything was just mental.
My thing that I have from when I was drinking is that I used to really want to go into places and climb things that I shouldn't be doing. When I used to drink with one of my friends, we used to like for example, there'll be like, just see like in a bar or somewhere, there'll be somewhere that was like cordoned off or somewhere you couldn't go, or like a room that was like a private room. My goal would be to get in there. So like I remember there was one time where we got kicked out the O2 because we'd gone to watch Premier League darts at the O2.
Oh yeah.
And we broke into the downstairs of a pub. The cellar?
Cellar.
It was like into the O2. We found this door ajar. So right, come on, let's go in here. We went downstairs and you went down 3 flights of stairs and all that was down there was those beer barrels, but like hundreds of these beer barrels all tubed up.
Yeah.
Their pumps or whatever. We was running around in there, like, singing songs, like, bouncing about on top of them, whatever. And then this like security guy comes down and found us in there. But they left the door open.
Yeah, well, probably because they want to change some barrels, not let some bits. It does make me laugh, though. Do you get like temptations like that sober sometimes? Does that cross your brain?
What, to break into places?
Yeah. You sit there going,
I think maybe I haven't been out with that temptation to go climbing into somewhere. Yeah. No, actually, I did. Actually, I went on that stag do to Istanbul, didn't I?
Yeah.
And for the listeners, we had 4 apartments over 4 levels in a place called Beyoğlu in Istanbul, and you'd go in the front door with a code, then you'd have first floor would be an apartment, then the next floor would be an apartment, but you have spiral stairs in between each of them.
Yeah.
So I was in the first floor, right? Nice and easy. You'd go in through the front door, put the code in. You would then get to the key safe boxes. So then there was another 5-digit code for me to get my key out.
Yeah.
then walk up to the first floor and let myself in. But then as you went into this apartment, you went to the right and there was a double bedroom, but there was a little spiral, just say in the corner there was a little spiral staircase going up, and it had a mezzanine level above the double bedroom. And on the mezzanine level above was another double bed. So I was staying up there. But I went up there and then I found like this little hatch door next to the bed. So one evening,
everyone was out.
everyone was out drinking, obviously, still. And I thought, right, I'm tired, I'm going to go to bed. But then when I came back, there was that hatch door there. And I thought, oh,
Got to get in there.
yeah, I want to know what's there.
So
So I opened it, and then there was like a ladder rail going up. So I put my phone torch on and I climbed up there into this little thing, and there was like, I think it was like some extract fans, but there was another door in there.
bit of aircon. There you go.
No, yeah, but
Chasing the aircon.
there was another door in there, and it was like pitch black. I climbed the ladder, and then I was up on this level, and it was very dark in there, like very eerie. So I thought, oh, I'd just go back down to bed. So I just went back down and shut the hatch door up and put the key back.
This is bringing me back memories of being locked out when you're pissed. That's an awful feeling. That is. My mum went through a phase where she, I don't think it could have been intentionally, but let's say I said I'd be back by 11. I was probably about 15 at the time. A minute after 11, she's locking that door.
Yeah,
and I'm getting my key wouldn't turn. And I'm like,
what did she put the key on the back of it?
You know, as in like, yeah, it was like a lock thing.
Yeah.
And a second key that I didn't have a key for. So usually you'd lock the door and you'd be able to like jar it.
And when you were coming in, were you trying to like quietly?
Yeah.
Even though you're pissed, you're trying to quietly, slyly come in.
Yeah. So I did 2 nights on a sun lounger down the side of the house, and it happened like one back-to-back weeks. And I think she must have gone to bed with a hump and then woken up going, "Where's he?" It was raining both times. It was awful.
At my old house where I grew up, my parents, I don't know, maybe they did it on purpose thinking back about it, but down the alleyway, so if I couldn't get in the front, I'd obviously have to like hop over this big gate, but the alleyway had like pebble or shingles. So when I was trying to, you can't slyly go down one of them when you're drunk, because it's just making noise every time you walk.
Just laying.
Yeah.
Trying to slide.
Do you know what I mean? As you try walking down one of them. So they would hear that. But I had a time where I was drunk and I was coming home. There was a park that backed onto my house. So, but to physically go into this park, to walk to my house was another 10 minutes, whereas my garden backed onto this park.
Yeah.
So what I did was I hopped over into my neighbour's garden, then got over the fence into my garden, and then crawled up from the...
Imagine the noise of that.
Yeah.
My dog kicks off when he is just outside. Yeah. And then imagine having a full human going over a fence. And I always had a theory that if I ate before I went to bed, I wouldn't have much of a hangover. So I'd go fridge raiding. Just woke up in the fridge one night and the day come down, just like, what's wrong with you? I've got my whole head in there. Just when you put it into context like that, how much booze was drunk in them years? We had a stag do as well, actually, where the key broke to get into the Airbnb.
And was there only one?
Yeah. And
or did it snap in the lock?
There was 2, but we lost someone. He could still be there. I don't know. It was Valencia. There was 5 fully grown men sleeping on stairs, like a communal staircase. And then all of these old women were coming down in the morning. We were like, I'm very sorry. I'm really sorry.
We had this in Romania. One of the guys, so this guy organised a trip for us in November to Bucharest. A similar thing to Istanbul, but we had like apartments that were connected. So they rented out all 3 to us.
Yeah.
But they were all like, you'd go up the stairs and they were only 3 or 4 apartments there, but they were all for us. So we had that whole level, but they went into different bits. But then I remember we were just like out drunk, but they kept being like, people went back in spurts and then came back out, and then it was all going on, like it was all crazy. You was all pissed as well. But then there'll be like a message on the group, and there was like individual keys for the different apartments. We had 5 keys, yeah. And then in the end, he was like, there'll be a message on like, oh, one of the keys is broke, yeah. And then he'll be like, yeah, the host has just come by to try fixing that, but then also one of the other keys, and then in the end, 4 of the 5 keys just snapped or went missing. Yeah, and I was just thinking like, I think it was only like night 1 or night 2.
I think the key didn't break. I think the other guy was in the thing
with the key,
the other key.
So he
still had the other key.
Had he let himself in?
Yeah, and then we couldn't get the door to lock. And I remember him waking up in the morning, just like, morning, chaps. And we were just like, what? That was always, it was like cold concrete stone.
And when you've gone to stay in those type of places, was it an Airbnb, or was it like someone in a residential place who just rented you out their home? Because what I'm saying is there's people passing.
Probably like a summer place.
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe someone lives there, maybe, but yeah, it was there was normal residents there.
Yeah, because my friend booked us a trip to Benidorm, and in Benidorm, the place he'd rented out, it was like, you know, you get like apartments that you'd rent out to like all holiday people. It was the opposite of that.
Yeah,
we had a flat in the equivalent of like a tower block, but it was overlooking the beach, but it's like old fashioned. So you had to get in through a gate and then up for a little shade creaky old lift. But inside there, so on our floor, for example, there'll be 3 or 4 doors, of which all the others were houses, like families living there on all the different levels. So then you just got us lot in one of these, which they've rented out to us, but then there was just families.
Yeah, we had that.
Coming in, they live for their shopping, and like they got kids, and
yeah, we had that in Benny Casino. There was like a communal pool. The festival starts in the evening and then goes through till sunlight.
Did you camp or did you have an apartment?
Apartment, but it was just a normal apartment block where normal people live. But I was completely off my tits as always for the whole 3 days. Couldn't sleep, so I would go and sit in the shallow end to kind of level out after the night out, because you've been on your feet all night, completely gone.
Yeah,
and then you'd get the local kids jumping in the pool, and then I'm sitting there thinking, oh my god, I can't be here.
Yeah.
And
this is their home.
This is their home, and I'm like, I've got to go. Like, you can't, your body's not functioning, so you're like, the water's kind of nice.
Yeah,
You're just like,
that water saviour thing is like when I went to Zante, when I went to Bulgaria, when I went to these places, you'd come in from the night out, and because it had got light, a lot of people would they would think, right, it's going to be sunny, so you just plonk yourself on a sunbed rather than go back to the room to sleep because it'd just be dark and dingy, or you just get in the pool. You make sure you go get your swim shorts and you get in the pool, because in the water you don't feel as hungover.
Yeah, when I worked,
your body's like floating, isn't it?
Yeah, when I worked in Zani, we would do. So I was hotel entertainment. So you would do kids club during the day. I did that for 2 weeks. That was a bad move for them to put me in charge of kids club. But you'd do like adult water polo and that sort of stuff. I was that annoying for walking around going, bit of polo, mate.
Yeah. and then the guy says to you, oh, not today, mate, maybe at the end of the week, and then you turn up again.
Yeah, and then he gets in the pool and he's like mentally competitive. Yeah. Like, has to win. So we did all that. Water aerobics, good fun. And like, at the time, I was 30 a day, and I'd be smoking through water aerobics, going, just lift your legs, skills. Like, if no one was asking for refunds, it's a disgrace. We had to do these dances, club dances.
What, so you were part of the animation team?
I was part of the animation team. But I never signed up for that. I signed up to be the sports animator.
Were you like a rep? So would you... You know, sometimes they do transfers from the airport and you'd get up on the microphone at the front.
No.
You was based at the hotel.
They worked for the travel agents. I was part of something called Agency Remark. I was a paid entertainer. There was no entertainment about me, but there was none. And
God, have you seen this entertainer who can do 30 cigarettes?
Yeah. I think that's all I did. But we would do that. We had to do a show every night, right? And it could be like karaoke or something like that you have to host. That's fine. But they used to do these actual dance shows. I mean, this Tunisian bloke in charge of us who was like, he was devastated when I turned up. It was like, I came kind of mid-season and they were expecting a full singing and dancing entertainer.
Yeah, so these like someone that's been to like performing arts.
Yeah. This chubby bloke turns up sticking cigarettes and he was like, no. But I used to do that, do the show, and then you'd have to mingle with the guests. You weren't allowed to drink. But it was all inclusive and the booze was watered down. It was all of it. There was a bar over the road. So I used to go to everyone, let's go to the bar. Next minute, I get a job in the actual Laganess bit as a security guard, which was me just walking around getting pissed again. So I'd do a 22-hour day, get back, sleep for an hour. The nutty Tunisian bloke's like, we've got to dance, get up. Like, there was like a kid's thing you had to do in the morning. It was awful. I'm running on 1 hour sleep, still battered. So I used to do this like, Did they put you up in the hotel as well? Yeah, we had these like staff rooms that were actually quite reasonable. Part of this kind of kids dance we'd built in because the owner of the hotel used to walk around like staring at me, thinking, "What is this bloke?" And I used to get him to push me in the pool, so they didn't know that I was like
you couldn't
stinking of alcohol, stinking of fags. So that was my like. And I remember going down once, and it felt as if I was never coming back up. It was like I could have been underwater for about an hour. That's what it felt like. I emerged just like, oh my god. But that like did all of my hangover. And then Saturdays I'd sleep. That was my day off. I used to sleep for the entire 24 hours and then just wake up and do it again. Good fun though. Yeah, just
Was there any more entertainment for you after that? Like, did you venture off into any, like, in the UK or anything?
I was genuinely tempted at one point because it's such an easy life. Like I had no worries. Your kind of feed and accommodations all sorted with the hotel,
You could have done like you know, they do like cruises or boats.
or you go further into like Tunisia and places like that during winter. But yeah, I sold that bloke so many t-shirts, Be Happy t-shirts, that he was like buzzing with me by the end. He was like, I made him more money than he's imagined. So that was that was his plus. But that kind of water, it's something about water clearing a hangover, isn't it?
Yeah, that was my thing. Whenever I was hungover, I would like either like a cold ice lolly, something something cold like that to soothe and bring you back down to cold, and then also, yeah, something about being like if you went in a cold pool to kind of soothe you, or something about the water that would, maybe it's because, you know, like to move yourself underwater, there's a resistance. But what I'm saying is you can kick.
I think it's like a shock, isn't it? You're
Yeah.
like, "Ooh." That water used to be so cold. It used to come out of it. And
I think it's that you could like float. You can just float in the water. Like your body's just underwater.
yeah.
It's like quite light, isn't it?
Yeah. So I apologise to anyone that was on that holiday in Lagos who is the Brits actually loved it. They used to do this dance show. And I'd come out and do a roly poly at the end, and all the Brits would be like, "What?" And all the the Russian families were like, "What is this?" I remember doing it, nearly kicked a kid who was sitting on the front. It was but highly recommend that for anyone who's like what to do with their life at 18.
Yeah, if they're young and they've got.
You also meet like so many people that work in different industries.
You get to go travelling as well, really, because
yeah. Right, ladies and gents, you can follow us on Instagram at the 0% drop. That is all in letters, no numbers. If you want to get in touch, if you want to be part of the 0% revolution, then please get in touch. If you'd like to be a guest, or you have any ideas of what guests you would like on the 0% drop, then please send them there. And if there's any more 0% experiments that you can think of, then get in touch. Next week, I think we're going to try the Sentia experiment, or one of the weeks, because that is being touted as having the relaxing effect of alcohol.
The GABA.
Yeah, the GABA nerve or whatever it is. And we've got some bottles coming. So, yeah, we'll give that a review. And I think we should taste the 0% wines, 0% gins, maybe a top shelf session would be quite good.
Sounds
what would be
good to me.
ideal is if we could get an actual cocktail maker on the pod.
A
Mixologist to come and 0% mix us some stuff up.
A zero mixologist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get, the type of guy gets a bit of Robinsons with one of them metal spoons.
And does a shake.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
We've got some diet plans, health scans, sugar bans, fitness fans, PTs, injuries, laying off the Chinese, ball games, gym chains, protein gains and skin tight tops, and we ain't gonna stop until we hit the 50k. Drop, 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 drop. No excess fat, no FAT, no curry bag, no guarantee. Rough or buff, lean on me. We'll end up as fit as a pig.